Hi, Mark Carlson here. So this week's video, there's only one place you're ever going to be happy in. And if you can attain your happiness in that place, every other future event that you'll find yourself in, you'll be happy in. Come on in, let me explain. So there's one place that you can be happy in. And of course, the obvious answer to that is this moment. Wherever you find yourself, that's the only place you can ever be happy in. You may find happiness reminiscing about a great time in the past, but even that, you're being happy in the moment thinking about it. So the only place you can ever be happy in is in this moment. So rather than wishing yourself to be happy in some future moment, what you've got to learn to do is to work diligently on making this moment as happy as you possibly can. And the more you generate that, the more that you bring a happier feeling into the moment you find yourself in, the more constant that will become and the more happier times you'll find yourself in regularly. But of course, it's the same as anything, any skill, it takes repetition. And you might be in a terrible space and think there's no way I can be happy now, but just the work on saying, what could I do right now to lift my spirits? You've got to remember that your entire life consists of what you make anything mean. That's really it. There's nothing else going on. Whatever situation you find yourself in, whatever the other person says or does to you, whether that's your spouse, your children, your boss, your co-workers, your friends, whether that's anybody else for that matter, I can't think of anybody else, but whoever it is, whatever they say or do in front of you, what you make that mean for you determines your emotional state, which then determines your life experience. And that's the case always. Always and in all ways, in every single situation you find yourself in. So your life is determined by how you communicate with yourself. And so when you're not feeling good, what can you do to communicate with yourself in a way that will make you feel better? How can you make yourself happier with the resources you have right now? And I'm talking about the mental resources. I'm not talking about ingesting anything into your body that will give you a happier feeling. I'm talking about what can you say to yourself? How can you communicate with yourself that will lift your spirits? And of course, the easiest thing to do is to ask great questions. Questions that will guarantee a positive answer. What's the solution will always drive you toward a positive answer. What's great about my life? What can I do to make myself feel better right now? You're asking questions right now that your brain will answer in a positive state, in a positive way, which will increase your emotional state. It will raise your emotional state to a better place. So the only place you can ever be happy in is this moment. And so what's great about that is this is the only moment you ever have to work on it. And then what it does is it generates a happier life experience as time goes on, because you're diligently working on making yourself feel better in this moment. You've got to remember that life isn't coming at you from the outside. The outside world's all going on, but life's coming at you from what you say anything means to yourself. And becoming aware of what you say, that's becoming conscious of yourself. That's how you discover your beliefs about life. So becoming aware of what you're telling yourself that makes you feel down. So when you're down and you think it's because she said or he said that, or they did that, ask yourself, well, let's imagine it wasn't them. Let's imagine it's just what I'm saying to myself about this. So what could I say differently to lift? If I was responsible for my emotional state, what could I say to make myself feel great right now? Now, in some cases, it's not very easy because the emotional charge is so strong. But the more you work on this, the easier it becomes. And of course, the more that you do this, the more that you feel great, and the more regularly that you feel great, that feeling state manifests as a much nicer experience in life. Have an absolutely fantastic day today when you're watching this, and I look forward to talking to you again next time. Thank you so much.